On this week's Money Minutes with Seb, we're going to address a question that I get fairly often, which is, how much do I need as a down payment to purchase a home? Most of you already know that the minimum down payment in Canada can be as low as 5% of the purchase price. But there are rules and exceptions, and that can make a big difference. If the home or primary residence is priced at $500,000 or less, yeah, you can purchase it with as little as 5%. However, did you know that if the home is priced between $500,000 and $1.5 million, then your down payment calculation is different? Yeah, it's basically 5% of the first $500,000, but it's 10% on the remaining portion. So here's a quick example. If you buy a home for $700,000, then your down payment is not $35,000. It's actually $45,000. Why? It's because you're paying 5% of $500,000, which is $25,000, plus 10% of the remaining $200,000, which is $20,000. So you will need a down payment of $45,000. When you put less than 20% down on a purchase, your mortgage is considered high ratio. High ratio mortgages are usually insured by CMHC, Sagen, or Canada Guarantee. Now, if a property is valued over $1.5 million, it's simply not eligible for mortgage default insurance. You'll need a minimum of 20% as a down payment, and it's going to be considered a conventional mortgage. Now, here's a fun fact. Did you know that high ratio mortgages or insured mortgages often come with lower interest rates than your conventional mortgages? Yeah, you heard me right. It means that if you put 20% down or more, you may end up with a higher interest rate than if you had put 5%. How does that make any sense? Well, it's simple. The high ratio mortgages, the lenders are protected by the mortgage default insurance. So it means there's less risk for them, so they can afford to give you a better rate. Second homes or cottages, if they're owner occupied and used for personal reasons, well, they can still qualify under the same down payment rules as a primary residence. But what if you're buying a rental property? Well, if you're not living in the property, you'll typically need at least 20% down. Now, here's where it gets interesting. If you're buying a duplex and you plan to live in one of the units, you're still eligible for an insured mortgage. So basically, 5% down on the first $500,000 and 10% on the portion above that. But for triplex or fourplex, where you'll be living in one of the units, the minimum down payment is usually 10%, as long as the property qualifies for insurance. Properties with 5 or more units, well, those are considered commercial real estate, and that means a minimum of 20% down payment, and it's a completely different approval process. But luckily, I'm also a commercial broker. It's also important to note that CMHC will only insure rental properties up to 4 units, and the property must be valued under $1 million to be eligible for insurance. So the takeaway, mortgages aren't a one-size-fits-all. Knowing the rules and your options when it comes to down payments, well, it can help you feel more prepared, more confident, and better positioned to make smart decisions. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you'll never miss a tip. That was your Money Minutes with Seb. Catch you next time.